I wanted to start this off with a bang, but instead, I'm going to start it off with a bang. My name is Todd, and this is the Nothingcast. What is that? What is this Nothingcast? I don't know. I don't know. Um, this was something that I wanted to do for a while now, but I just never had the chance to sit down and actually do it. I've been busy work, with work, and I just never really, I procrastinated a lot doing this. But one of the things I got asked when I told people that I was going to be doing this was, "Well, what's your podcast going to be about?" And I could not decide on something. I didn't want to. A lot of podcasts nowadays are based around something. They have some sort of theme. I didn't want to limit myself. I wanted to be able to talk about whatever I wanted to talk about, whether it be sports or uh, politics. Probably not going to talk about politics. That just sounds like a recipe for disaster. But I wanted to have that creative liberty that you really have a hard time getting when you decide to do one specific topic. And as time goes on, I'll probably, get more acclimated to, talking about whatever I can think of. But another thing that I've been thinking of is like obviously this is on YouTube, so what other content would I make besides the podcast? And I just haven't gotten that far in my life and in my brain to even think about what I could do. But that I just really wanted to do this, and I thought that'd be a good idea to, get something out to really get her done. Get her done. But yeah, I don't know how long today's episode is gonna be, but I'm gonna try to make it a bit longer for you guys, so you have something to listen to while you're I don't know, polishing their head. Wink. Uh, so what's going on recently? Um, Captain America 4's coming out. Uh, I don't think anyone's really excited about it. I'm not excited about it. But let's be real here. This is my opinion. Feel free to, call me a loser or an idiot or scum or whatever. But no one gives a shit. No one really gives a shit about this movie. And it's because they did it right the first three times. And they ended it with just this nice little bow. But, Marvel is a big company, and big companies love their money. But I think one of the biggest things for me is it's unnecessary. Like, I don't think anyone was asking for more Captain America, especially not a Falcon Captain America. It really feels like a hypothetical scenario, like that what if show. What if Captain America can fly? What if he can fly and he fought the Hulk, but he's red? And that's another thing too that really confuses me is what's with all the Hulk villains? This feels like a project that was mashed together from a bunch of other projects. It feels incomplete. And even in the trailer, you have Harrison Ford's old ass. He's going on about, "Oh, you're not Steve Rogers," and I feel like that really tells you it's comparing itself to past Captain America movies, almost as if it's not gonna compare to them. It's gonna be shit. And I think what happens is Marvel. Every once in a while, they'll release something really good. Like recently, they did. I say recently, it was a while ago. Uh, Deadpool and Wolverine. Everyone loved Deadpool and Wolverine, but I feel like Marvel has this tendency to get high off the smell of their own farts, and that's a very like Hollywood thing to do in general, is to get high off the smell of your own farts. But they'll release something good, and then they feel like they can do absolutely anything that they can, and it just feels lazy, you know. It feels like, oh yeah, we did, yeah, we worked really hard on this one project, so now we can, push out some slop, some scum, because that's what people like. They like to eat shit. I also think part of this big problem is that these celebrities are just, people have a tendency to deify and sort of worship these people, but at the end of the day, they're they're people. They're not they're not these characters on screen. They're people like you and me. Hell, I saw friggin' Chris Evans hanging out in the parking lot of Costco the other day, just chilling out, not really getting into anything crazy, but it really just proves like these people are just people and they should be treated that way. They eat the same food, they breathe the same air, they bleach their assholes the exact same way. And they need to be treated as such. They needed to be treated like how you would treat your neighbor, you know? When your neighbor lets their dog drop a landmine in your yard, you call them out for that shit because that's what they deserve. And I feel like people have been getting into this habit of letting celebrities get away with whatever they want. I mean, I know it's been a while, but take P. Diddy, for example. Puff Daddy. Puff Diddler. He got away with all his crap for years. Decades, even. And no one was like, and people knew. People knew about it, but they were just like, whatever. We'll go on our day and pretend nothing happened. And we all know that it wasn't just Diddy. I'm not going to get into names because I don't want to be, I don't want to be taken out for my words and my actions. Even though I'm not going to do anything about it, I'm just saying that crazy shit has happened. And I think people know more than they're letting on. I think that the Puff Daddy, P-Daddy, was just the tip of the iceberg for all this. And it's all downhill from here. But I'm getting a little negative, and just to get on topic to what I was previously talking about, Superman's coming out. It looks good, other than his wonky eye in that one scene. But I really think Superman might be. I think what's going to happen is Superman is going to be really, really good, and DC is going to overtake Marvel. Because I feel like they're going for more of a lighthearted take, and Marvel has just been so far up its own ass recently that it's going to be nearly impossible to get out of it. It's like that trick when you put your arm in a jar and you make a fist and you can't take it out. That's what Marvel did. They fisted their ass. But yeah, no, I think Superman's going to be good. I really like James Gunn, and I've liked a lot of projects that he's worked on. Last night I was doing my dishes, and I had these cups. I threw them all away after this, but I was doing my dishes, and these cups, they were really weirdly shaped. They were very narrow, and you can't get to the bottom of them with your hand. So I jammed my hand down as far as it could, and the glass exploded around my hand. So my hand has been gnarled up these past couple days, and I keep bumping it on stuff, and it just keeps, it keeps getting in the way, and I wish it would stop. But it is what it is. So I'm gonna have to deal with that at some point. And really, when I mean I'm gonna do something about it, I'm not gonna do anything about it, Tis but a flesh wound. I really wish my brain would sort of tell me what to talk about, because it's not working, and I don't know. I just feel like I'm doing something wrong here. But that's what you guys are for. Please let me know if there's anything I can change up, if I can, if I can fix my shit. I would greatly appreciate that. When I was in school, obviously I rode the school bus, but there was this kid. He wasn't a kid. He was an animal, and I'll get into why. But he sat at the back of the bus. This monster, this hooligan. He sat at the back of the bus, and one day, I don't know what he had been doing in school. He must have been forming a spirit bomb of flatulence, but he decided, and this was a decision. This was something he chose to do, because there's no way this monster of a man decided to. It was his stop to get off the bus, so he decided he was going to shit his pants from the back of the bus to the front, and he it was insane. I don't even, words are escaping me to describe this situation. He got off the bus, and the doors closed, and everyone on the bus started gagging. I mean, eyes watering. You could taste it. You ever eat a bunch of Sour Patch Kids and your mouth gets all raw and it starts to bleed a little bit? That's what the sheer stench of this man's anus did to an entire bus full of children and the bus driver. I mean, we had this poor old lady as a bus driver, and the whole time she was going, oh, no. I genuinely believe she lost some of her memory because of that. I think she forgot her grandchildren. She forgot the faces of her granddaughter and her grandson, and in place of that is shit. Just the smell of this ogre of a person. But he didn't have to experience it. He knew what he was doing, and if it were up to me, that would be a war crime. That would be a war crime, and he would not be allowed to walk the streets, because that was intentional, that was planned. This is not a conspiracy theory. He shat all over the bus. Not physically, but gaseously. And we all had to deal with it, and that was really cool. That was really cool of him. But to the mad farter who was left to run loose that day, turn yourself in. Your days are numbered, and the police are coming for you, because you should not be allowed to see the light of day. You should not be allowed to fresh air. You are a criminal, and the gates of hell are too light of a punishment for you. I stopped riding that bus partially because of the flatulence incident, but mostly because it took way too long to get to my house, and I just kind of hitchhiked. I got on another bus and I just walked home, and I got home before the other bus would, and it saved me 10 minutes. But when you're a kid, you don't really. Time is money. Always has been. But when you're a kid, you're not making money. So time is time. And you had to spend as much of it as you could. I would go out and I would dig up logs. Like I'd, look under logs and look for weevils and warbles and bugs and bugguses. But this one time I lifted up a rock and I found a centipede, and I was like, "Oh wow, that's cool." And I poked it, and a little bastard bit me right on my finger, and it hurt for days. I was not aware that centipedes had venom, but they do, and it is not a fun time. Very painful, very excruciating. Well, not excruciating. I've been through worse pain. I've had testicular torsion, and that sucked. It wasn't that bad, but yeah. Don't pick up a centipede and shake it around in your hands and throw it at your neighbor, because it will come back to bite you. They aren't even actually like fangs. They're like its legs. I never knew that. They're not like teeth. They're just more legs, because it needed more of those. It needed more. It needed to move around more. I greatly appreciate that. I want to make it clear that I don't have any personal grudges against centipedes. I would appreciate it if they went their own way. I would appreciate it if I didn't have to look at them. I didn't have to, be in the same area as them. Um, Still way better than spiders. Spiders are horrible, and if it weren't for the fact that they are an incredibly successful species and that they are incredibly helpful for the environment, uh, yeah, I would get rid of them. And by get rid of them, I would stab them with my machete, my big old knife. But there's a lot of stuff I never really figured out how to do, especially when I was a kid. Uh, couldn't skip rocks, couldn't whistle, couldn't snap for a while. Everyone can snap. If you can't snap, then I don't know what's wrong with your fingers, dude. Get them replaced, because you need that. But yeah, I really had to, sort of figure things out as a child, and it did not work well. I haven't been watching a lot of TV. I just haven't had the time to. It's a lot as an adult to take out like half an hour, at the least, half an hour of your time and just sit down and stare at a television. It's a big ask. You can't do that when you got dishes to do, man. You can't do that when your dog just ate your giant Hershey's Kiss that you purchased from Hershey Park. You know, time is money. Can't be can't be spending it all willy nilly. But there's a lot of shows that people have been recommending me, and there's a lot of shows that I actually want to watch. But you know, juggling time is a very big ask. There's this metal bar on my desk that I keep hitting, and it keeps making this vibrating noise. So if you hear that, uh, that's what that is. Sorry, I'm going to remove it because it is driving me bananas. I I need a screwdriver. I need a screwdriver or a hammer or a wrench. I got a very nice toolbox for Christmas that has all of those in it. So, Metal Bar, your days are numbered. Your days are numbered. The Switch 2 is going to be coming out in a couple months. I'm pretty excited for that. I've been clapping my feet together in excitement for some new games, some new time wasters. But one of the biggest questions I've been asking is, are they going to do a new Smash Bros? I'm kind of inclined to believe that they won't, just because of how big of a game Ultimate was. And since the new Switch is going to be like backwards compatible, compatible, not compatible. I mean, you could punch it. Hey kids at home, put your fist through your Switch and show your mom and dad. Record their reactions, and I'll put them up on the next episode. Uh, but yeah, I'm just kind of inclined to believe that they won't do another one for a while. But I think at the very least they'd probably do like some DLC. I have been rioting. I have been bitching and moaning for years, ever since the last DLC character came out. I wanted Crash Bandicoot. It would have been a perfect time. Crash 4 just came out. They should have fucking done it, but they didn't. Instead, it was freaking Sora! And I get why they did Sora. I do. I'm just not the biggest Kingdom Hearts fan. Never have been. But that's what people wanted. That's what they gave them. I get it. I still want to see Crash Bandicoot. And I have gotten sick and tired of all of the Fire Emblem characters. Too many Fire Emblem characters. Cut them in half, decapitate them, crucify them. I don't care what you got to do. Just get them out. No one plays Fire Emblem. I don't think. I also find it very interesting that they haven't talked about a new Zelda game, because that's kind of what kicked off the Switch to begin with, was Breath of the Wild. It was going to be this whole big thing. They decided to start it off with a new Mario Kart game, which I thought was very interesting. I didn't even realize it was a new Mario Kart game when I watched the trailer. I just assumed it was Mario Kart 8 again. But apparently, people pointed out that Donkey Kong looks like he's lost a few pounds. He's been on Ozempic. And apparently it's going to be 24-person racing now. Allegedly. But yeah, I think things are going to be bigger on the Switch too. I think we're going to get some bigger games. We're going to get some bangers. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. What else am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to getting my taxes paid on time. As are you. Don't forget your taxes. They're gonna get you. That was a spooky ghost there. That was me who said that. I had an encounter with a UFO when I was a young boy. It's true. When I was a young man, I was going to my grandma's house to spend the night, and she had a sunroof through at the top of her car, not at the bottom. But it was like late at night. We were driving to her place, and I look up through the sunroof because it was open, and I see these lights. There was 2 red lights and a green light, and I was like, "Wow, it's an airplane!" But it followed us. Followed us all the way to my grandma's house. And I think about that to this day. Was it an airplane? Probably. But what if? What if it was one of these mysterious enigmas that we just don't know about? And what if I had an alien encounter that day? That is my alien story. I've been really into listening to like unsolved mysteries and stuff recently, like while I'm doing work and getting shit done. Uh, One of the really interesting things we learned about it in school, but I was reminded by it from these unsolved mystery videos. There, a long time ago, like in the time of the Romans and the Greeks, there was this group of people, and they're referred to as the Sea People because, and I'll get to why, but they would just go around like pillaging places and attacking people and starting fights. We have no idea where these people came from. Don't know who they were. All we know is that they came from the sea and they like to stir shit. That's it. We know nothing else about these people. I think that is one of the most fascinating things ever. More fascinating than Stonehenge, definitely. But Stonehenge is a compass. It's a calendar. It's a bunch of rocks, man. Yeah, it was cool for a little bit, but it's out of touch. It's out of style, man. We're at the point we're talking about sea people. We are long past the points. Rocks are the old shit. Rocks are they're the hippies, you know? And sea people are the new, I don't know, what's really up and cool today. Sea people are the Gucci, no, not Gucci. They are the Stanley Cups of Unsolved Mysteries. They're really cool. You can take them to school. You can bully kids who don't know about them. And, just put them down. Put them down. If they don't know about sea people, they are out of touch. And maybe their parents should make a little bit more money. Okay? Maybe instead of working a 9 to 5, they should, I don't know, be a politician or a doctor or a celebrity. I keep going back to the celebrity thing. I'm not gonna go back into it, but I just want to put it out there. I don't think children should be celebrities. I know. Don't crucify me for this. This is my opinion, but actually, you know what? No, it isn't my opinion. It's the fact that when you put a child in the entertainment industry, they come out as a lunatic. It's been shown time and time again, and I will not be silenced. I will not be silent. But I'm just thinking of a recent example. JoJo Siwa. And I know this has been a while, and I'm sorry for going back and talking about old stuff, but she did that music video, Karma, and it was pretty appalling. But I will say, Karma's a goddamn earworm. I was humming that shit for weeks after I heard it. But, I mean, JoJo Siwa is just a recent example of this new sort of, well, it's not new. It's this trend of these young celebrities getting really, really big and famous, and then they just lose their freaking mind. And I don't envy JoJo Siwa. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a fan of her, but more so than that, I feel bad because I don't think that it's healthy. I think it would be healthier to blow smoke in a child's face every day until they turned 18 than to have them be a child celebrity. I just think it rots your brain. It rots your brain, it turns you stupid, makes you stupid is and stupid does. And you know what? With that, I'm going to end it here today. I think this was a solid first episode. You know, not too long. I plan to do longer episodes, but for a first episode, you know, nice and easy. Work drive length episode. So thank you all for tuning in. I Please let me know down in the comments what you want me to do, like audio wise or editing wise, and show me some love. Leave some comments, like and subscribe if you want, and I will be back next week. So I will see you on the flippity flip.